Chapter 3, The Magnet. John woke up the next day to see light shining through the curtains, and the sound of the waves hitting the beach and the wind rustling through the trees. That John almost fell back to sleep. Slowly John sat up in his bed. He could smell food cooking in the kitchen, so his grandma must be up making breakfast. He got up and went to the bathroom taking a quick shower. When he was finished, he got into new clothes and walked downstairs. John's house had 2 floors. The first floor started at the front door, then you walk down a hallway. At the end of the hallway was 2 doors. In the first door was the kitchen. The second door had John's grandma's room. In John's grandma's room was a bed at the back wall. Next to the bed was a small table with 3 drawers. And on the table was a small lamp which was on. There was a small window at the back left wall. The window was facing the table. Sitting under the window was a dresser. And on it, John's grandma's china doll collection. In the drawers was John's grandma's clothes and nightgowns. Upstairs was the living room. There was a coffee table in the middle of the living room, and 2 couches, a small TV, and an armchair. Then there was a door in the living room that connected to John's bedroom. In John's bedroom was a small bed and a chair, a table, and a window at the side of the bed, and a dresser, and photos of John when he was younger hanging on the wall. Him and his grandma, his old dog, and his mother and father. His mother had red hair. His father had brown hair. Sadly, 4 years ago his mother and father were all murdered. And that mystery was never solved too. A lot like the murder that had happened 68 years ago. John was 25 years old. His grandma was 77 years old, turning 78 in August. John sat down at the kitchen table. Then he said, "What are you making for breakfast?" His grandma responded saying, "I'm making pancakes and eggs and bacon." "That sounds yummy." Then John said, "Grandma, I have to tell you something." His grandma looked at him questioningly. "What is it?" she asked John. "It's about what happened last night." "Huh? What happened last night?" John said, "I hope you'll believe me, but I went over to Kate's house, and we ate pizza together." "Wait." His grandma interrupted him. "You went to a house and ate? With a girl?" No, Grandma, it's not what you think." His grandma interrupted him again and said, "Who was this girl you ate pizza with?" "Kate," John replied. "Oh, great. My grandbaby is falling for a girl." John looked at his grandmother with a mixture of anger and annoyance, while trying to hide the blush that hit his cheek. "No, I'm not. You just listen to what I'm trying to say." "Oh right, I will." So anyway, me and Kate finished eating. Then she said she needed me to help her find her key to her house. She called me over to her house because she wanted me to help her watch her cat. And we met back when I was at my office. Then I went to the living room and the key was sliding up and down the wall. His grandmother looked at him in shock. "It was what?" "Yes, it was. But then the key flew to my left eye." "Oh my God, are you okay?" "Yes, I'm fine." After John and his grandmother finished eating, John left the house. He walked over to Kate's house, and he knocked on the door. Kate answered the door. Her eyes light up when she saw John. "Hey, you're back," she said. "Yes," I returned. John stepped in the living room to see a man standing in the middle of the living room. "Who is that?" John asked. The man stepped in front of him.
"Detective John, nice to meet you."
Do I know you?"
"Oh yeah, we have not met. My name is Daniel Brady."
John shook Daniel's hand. "Nice to meet you, I guess." "Now Daniel," Kate said, "tell John what made the key fly." John looked at Daniel questioningly. "You know how the key could fly." "How do you know?" Daniel walked over to the wall and bashed a hole into it. "Why did you do that?" Kate asked Daniel. "It's going to cost a fortune to replace the wall." Daniel pulled a magnet out from the wall.
"That's how the key was flying. By a magnet."
Huh? Wait, so you're telling me that the magnet you just pulled out of the wall was what made that key fly? I don't understand how that works." Daniel replied.
"Yep, John, that's how the key was flying."
"But how did you know?" John asked.
"Simple, there is no way the key could fly besides a magnet. You see, the magnet in the wall attracted the key. The key was made out of metal, and the magnet pulls things over that is metal. You see it all the time with many movies we watch. Things fly and stuff. Simple explanation for that. Magnets, editing, and string."
"I don't get it," John replied.
"You won't understand it now, but when you see movies where a human is flying or objects are flying, There are 3 explanations for how they did that. 1. Magnets. The magnet attracts an object and makes it fly up to the magnet. 2. Editing. Editing processes make it so people can't see anyone holding a magnet. Or if there's a magnet attached to a ceiling, then the magnet can be removed with editing. And last but not least, strings. Strong cables or strings can pull a human up in the air and down in the air to make them look like they are flying. This is where editing comes in here as well. Editing will remove the strings so it looks like they're flying. So that's why I know how this key was flying. Because magnets have a force that attracts metal objects to it. It's pretty interesting.
A look of recognition dawned in John's eyes. Now I'm starting to recognize it and understand it.
Good, good. I like it when people understand what I'm explaining to them. Most people think I'm gambling nonsense.
It's not nonsense to me, said Kate.
Stay tuned for Chapter 4, which will be posted next Thursday. Looks like we solved the mystery, but what new mystery will pop up next? What mystery will come up on John and his friends that will cause him to have to focus on that one and forget about the case that he was meant to solve? Stay tuned, because a new mystery is coming next week.